The sun rises above the horizon and illuminates the African savanna. The lack of cover forces all species to face harsh conditions, including shifting winds, rivers that shrink by the day, and mud that sticks to the feet of moving herds. At the remaining pools and channels, Nile crocodiles lie in ambush along narrow inlets and steep banks, which increases risk when herds must cross water. African buffalo gather into groups to increase safety, while dust clouds reduce predator visibility and interrupt hunting sequences. Slippery ground reduces traction and increases the chance of falls for weaker individuals. High temperatures crack the ground and slow all activity. Each herd, each prey animal, and each predator must respond immediately to environmental change, which creates both opportunity and risk. River crossings, shrinking water holes, and low grass edges become contact points where encounters between predators and prey increase. The savanna does not allow delay, and every movement affects survival. Endurance, traction, turning ability, and focus determine the outcome. Small deviations in movement, such as splitting from the herd, missteps in mud, or a wrong read of wind direction, create immediate danger. On the African savanna, survival encounters occur every day, and the confrontation between lions and African buffalo is a typical event. Lions occupy the top of the food chain and use coordinated tactics. While African buffalo are large herbivores with heavy musculature and strongly curved horns. The encounter is intense, and the outcome depends on each movement. Especially along water edges and in tall grass where visibility is limited. A lion pride attacks as a group and uses numerical advantage. Lionesses often lead and adjust the approach, and males join when the target is heavy. Each advance aims to isolate and bring down one buffalo, often a young, old, injured, or separated individual. In the opening phase, lions may attack the flank or hamstrings to slow the buffalo before other lions control the head and neck to restrict breathing and resistance. An African buffalo can weigh up to about 980 pounds and presents a compact, powerful body. The curved horns form a bony shield that is difficult to breach. The herd responds immediately to threat by forming a tight formation, placing calves at the center. Stomping to signal danger, and lowering heads to prepare a countercharge. A single horn thrust can throw an adult lion. Observers have recorded rescue attempts when individuals on the outer ring charge inward to break an encirclement. Both sides move continuously and search for openings that expose weaknesses. Lions approach from multiple directions to test herd coordination, and buffalo use muscle, horns, and stable formation to retain control of the space. Wind direction, grass height, and substrate conditions such as dry soil or mud regulate traction and the ability to hear and smell. High temperatures, airborne dust, and cracked ground increase stress for both sides, and each movement can alter survival outcomes. These encounters demonstrate the mechanics of survival on the Savannah, where strength, tactics, and coordination determine results under constant pressure from open terrain and scarce water points. Lions live in prides, and each individual participates directly in hunting. Coordination allows the pride to target large prey such as zebra, blue wildebeest, and African buffalo. The pride assigns clear roles, positions, and timing for attacks. Lionesses guide the approach, identify the target, and close the distance with precision. When the pride detects prey, the pride splits to isolate one animal and reduce escape options in the first seconds of the hunt. The pride builds its strategy on synchronized movement. At times, the main push strikes the flank to slow the prey, and at other times, lions block the head to force a change in direction. Every advance or withdrawal depends on wind direction, grass height, and natural exit lines. Any delay in coordination can end the attempt. Subadult lions often travel near the edge to observe and learn foot placement and how to read prey reactions. The power of the pride comes from organization and accuracy in teamwork. From the chase to the restraint, each movement increases pressure and supports hunting efficiency on the Savannah. In the tropical forests of Africa and Asia, leopards hunt with caution and rely on strong musculature and stealth. Leopards live alone and spend long periods waiting from elevated positions or inside dense thickets. Each hunt depends on patience and a silent approach, and the leopard accelerates only at the decisive moment to subdue the target. The diet includes small to medium mammals and varies with prey availability inside the home range. A leopard can hoist prey heavier than its own body into a tree, which reduces theft by lions or hyenas. Tree storage protects the carcass and provides food for several days. The body measures about 6 to 6, 2 feet in length and weighs about 66 to 198 pounds. Cheetahs on the African savanna display extremely rapid acceleration. The long and light body increases aerodynamic efficiency. The hind limb muscles and flexible spine generate a large stride length. The long tail stabilizes the body and assists steering at high speed. Semi-retractable claws increase traction on the ground. These traits allow a cheetah to reach very high speed within seconds and close distance to prey. Each hunt functions as a short, high-intensity chase. Cheetahs cannot maintain maximum speed for long because heat dissipation and energy reserves impose limits. Cheetahs must end the pursuit within a short range to avoid exhaustion. Primary prey includes gazelles, small impala, and hares. These species often move in groups and change direction frequently, which challenges distance control and approach angles. Cheetahs prefer open terrain with few obstacles to use acceleration and to keep a stable path. Cheetahs often hunt at dawn or late afternoon to reduce heat load. After a successful takedown, a cheetah feeds quickly because larger predators and scavengers often displace it. Body design and hunting strategy directly shape spacing of territories. Speed and precision determine success rate during each capture attempt. Through these behaviors, cheetahs help regulate small herbivore populations and maintain local ecosystem balance. Spotted hyenas are key carnivores on the African savanna. A robust body and a persistent bite allow hyenas to process hard bone. Bone-crushing ability extracts remaining nutrients when resources are scarce. Hyenas live in social clans with strict organization that can include several dozen to more than 80 individuals. A clear dominance hierarchy supports coordinated hunting and task sharing during chases. Most food comes from active hunts. When a clan mobilizes, hyenas use sustained pursuit to exhaust prey and bring it down. Average speed is moderate, but endurance, rotation of individuals, and herd-splitting tactics isolate single animals. Diverse vocalizations maintain contact at night and coordinate positions when visibility is low. The ecological influence of hyenas extends across grasslands. Hyenas regulate populations of antelopes, zebras, and other herbivores and keep prey density within the carrying capacity of the savanna. Leftover tissue from kills feeds smaller organisms. Decomposition returns nutrients to soil and microbes. These processes stabilize nutrient networks over large areas. Each year, millions of blue wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles travel about 2,000 miles. And the movement begins when the dry season withers grass and drains water holes. Blue wildebeest often lead, and other species follow the scent of rain and the green horizon. The herds move for days under intense sun, pause briefly at water points, and then continue. Calves born on the move stand and follow within minutes, and short calls and body scent allow mothers and calves to recognize each other, but survival risk remains high. The Mara River presents the most difficult obstacle. Turbid water hides Nile crocodiles at crossing points, and steep, slippery banks increase falls. When the mass of bodies enters the water, turbulent flow quickly exhausts many animals. Some animals are swept downstream, some are taken by crocodiles, and predators on the banks target young and weak individuals. To reduce losses, herds form lanes of movement. Lead animals test for shallow points. The herd crosses within a short window to limit exposure. Blue wildebeest move as a dense block to reduce individual risk. Zebras use strong vigilance and the advantage of numbers. Gazelles select gentler banks, accelerate on exit, and change direction repeatedly on landing. The migration delivers nutrients to the ecosystem at multiple levels. Dung and carcasses fertilize soils and support plant regrowth. Fish, water birds, vultures, and decomposers gain food and complete nutrient cycles. Short grass stimulates rapid regrowth of fresh blades along the route. The migration links separated grassland zones into a continuous functional system. This process maintains balance and biodiversity across the savanna landscape. Zebras have strong bodies, sustain running in open terrain, and organize tight formations. Herds form an outer ring to protect foals in the center, and adults rotate vigilance and signal with short neighs. Black and white striping reduces biting insects and disrupts predator visual tracking. When the herd moves, the interlacing stripes make isolating a single animal difficult. Backward kicks can cause severe injury to attackers and create a brief window for the herd to rebuild formation. The combination of muscular power and group defense keeps zebra herds stable under pressure from large predators. Exceptional height allows giraffes to observe from long range, detect threats early, and change direction to avoid ambush. Legs reach about 6 feet in length and provide both locomotor advantage and defensive force, and a hind kick can stop an attack. Males swing their necks during contests to establish dominance and access to mates. During travel, giraffes often pause on elevated ground to scan the surroundings, which increases early detection for nearby herbivore groups. The combination of long-range vision, vigilant behavior, and strong defense helps the species maintain stable populations and influences predator movement routes. Cape buffalo can reach very high body mass and carry thick outward curving horns with a fused horn boss across the forehead. When provoked, a single adult can charge with significant force, but primary defense depends on group strength. Adults form a protective ring and hold calves at the center to reduce losses, and when necessary, a subgroup breaks off to aid an isolated individual. Herds move as dense blocks and change direction in response to snorts and hoof-stamping signals, which requires lions to evaluate targets carefully. Strong endurance and cooperative behavior allow Cape buffalo to maintain stable populations and shape movement patterns across the grassland. Blue wildebeest have large body mass and strong curved horns. When predators approach, wildebeest stomp the ground and charge to slow the attack and to open lanes for herd movement. Defense relies on numbers and dense formations, and closely packed individuals prevent predators from isolating a single animal. Snorts and contact calls maintain synchronized movement. This coordination protects calves at shallow river crossings and on slippery mud flats. Collective defense keeps wildebeest numbers stable and sustains their central role within the herbivore network. Thompson's gazelles have compact bodies and strong leg muscles that produce very high short-distance speed. When predators approach, gazelles rarely run straight and instead change direction repeatedly in sharp zigzags, which disrupts targeting, drains pursuer stamina, and opens escape space. Rear-curving horns measure about 10 to 15 inches and provide defense at close range. In dry grass, the pale tan coat blends with the background and reduces detection risk. And once detected, speed and agility determine survival. This unpredictable movement forces cheetahs and lions to adjust approach angles, which helps Thomson's gazelles maintain large populations and a prominent role among savanna herbivores. Oryx live mainly in arid regions where food and water are scarce, and they carry robust bodies with straight horns longer than 35 inches that provide a major defensive advantage. When threatened, Oryx lower the head and thrust forward, and the thrust can inflict serious injury on large predators and makes Oryx a risky target even for lions. Under intense heat, Oryx reduce midday activity and shift grazing to early morning and late afternoon to conserve water. High tolerance to harsh conditions allows populations to remain stable during prolonged scarcity. Warthogs have compact, powerful bodies and accelerate very quickly, and they often sprint toward burrows or open ground when danger approaches. Curved sharp tusks serve as the primary weapon at close range. Warthogs often wait for a brief opening and launch a short counterattack, which creates space to escape and conserves energy. When moving in small groups, the lead animal selects paths with fewer obstacles so that young can follow. The combination of speed and sudden counterattacks makes warthogs difficult to subdue and forces predators to alter approach tactics, especially in open woodland and scrub. Impalas use both body features and behavior to avoid predators. The coat changes shade with the season and blends with dry grass or new green growth, which reduces detection from long range. When threats approach, impalas can stand motionless for several minutes and rotate their ears to localize sound and wait for a wind shift before moving. If detected, an impala breaks pursuit with powerful bounds up to 30 feet and varies stride length and landing angle to cut across a pursuer's line. High vertical jumps increase spacing and signal physical condition to nearby herd members, which helps the group coordinate an orderly retreat. The combination of seasonal camouflage, stillness, repeated changes of direction, and rapid recovery of breathing helps impalas maintain stable numbers and forces predators to adjust target selection and pursuit in open terrain. On open grassland, herbivores use sound, coordinated movement, and physical weapons to warn and protect young. Wildebeest use low-frequency calls to coordinate the herd and create a dense moving front with calves held in the center. Warthogs emit sharp squeals that alert nearby animals and divide predator attention, and give piglets time to reach open burrow entrances. Giraffe mothers deliver powerful hind kicks during the critical seconds of an approach and stand downwind to detect odor early, and many mothers form nursery groups and rotate vigilance. In shallow water, hippos use eyes and nostrils positioned high on the head to scan, while the body remains submerged. Hippos move in lines and keep calves between adults. Adults use forceful bites if predators close distance. The combined use of acoustic signals, synchronized formations, and close-range strikes protects young and reshapes predator pursuit, which stabilizes herbivore numbers and supports ecosystem balance. The savanna operates on a clear cycle of wet season and dry season. Thunderstorms start the rains. Dry soil absorbs water quickly, and within weeks grasses turn green, rivers fill, and temporary marshes form in low areas. Many species give birth during this period and use tall cover and protein-rich shoots, and predators increase activity as herds expand. During the dry season, clear skies and intense sun crack the ground. Daytime temperatures rise, nighttime temperatures fall. Water sources contract into pools, and distances between water points increase. Herds travel farther to find water and forage, move during cooler hours, and spread grazing pressure across pastures. Prolonged scarcity intensifies natural selection and favors individuals with high endurance, which shapes migration timing and herd structure for the next season. The wet-dry cycle directly alters hunting strategies, ambush routes, group distributions, and breeding schedules, and it sets the operating tempo for the ecosystem. The alternation of wet and dry conditions maintains savanna stability across generations. In the Central Sahara, West African crocodiles persist in deltas, which are small freshwater pools within rock massifs with seasonal surface water and limited prey. Restricted space drives an ambush strategy, reduced daytime movement for energy savings, and increased foraging during cooler periods. By limiting hunting intensity, crocodiles prevent prey eruptions within deltas and keep the closed nutrient loop stable. When water levels drop, crocodiles use shaded rock crevices that retain moisture to lower metabolic rate. Persistence under heat and precise strike behavior indicates strong adaptation to arid conditions. These traits allow deltas to function as small but stable aquatic habitats within the desert region. Striped hyenas have slender bodies with pale gray coats and dark vertical stripes. Striped hyenas raise the dorsal mane when threatened to increase apparent size. Striped hyenas usually live alone or in pairs and patrol at night along village edges, rocky hills, and dry washes. Striped hyenas rely mainly on carrion to conserve energy. When food is scarce, striped hyenas stalk and seize small prey with short, fast attacks and use rock crevices to corner targets. Striped hyenas adjust diet flexibly and use scent marking on open sand to partition space and reduce direct conflict. Striped hyenas maintain populations under environmental change and high competition by using a low-cost strategy and a dispersed lifestyle. White-backed vultures have highly acidic stomachs that process carcasses quickly and reduce pathogen spread. White-backed vultures share information in flight because a change in altitude or circling by one bird draws others to a food site and shortens search time. Large groups land in sequence and remove major muscle first and leave bone and sinew for later scavengers. This process reduces carcass persistence from days to hours. White-backed vultures nest in colonies on tall trees or cliffs. And adults feed chicks with regurgitated, pre-digested food that lowers infection risk. The sanitation role combined with rapid aerial information flow makes this species a key stabilizer of ecosystem health and a fast recycler of organic matter to soil. Olive baboons live in large groups with clear hierarchies that regulate access to food and sleeping sites, and reduce conflict. Olive baboons forage by day along forest edges and savannas and eat fruits, roots, insects, and small vertebrates. Seeds pass through the gut and drop on resting sites and travel routes, which raises germination chances along the path. Grooming strengthens social ties and helps individuals coordinate vigilance and group movement across open ground. Layered alarm calls organize the group during risk, and adults move infants toward the center. Olive baboons act as small predators and as prey for leopards and eagles, which links energy flow from plants to higher trophic levels. The North African ostrich is a large, flightless bird that grows up to about 9 feet tall and weighs about 309 pounds. The tall body allows long-range visual detection, and the large eyes detect motion early. The small wings help the bird maintain balance during high-speed turns. The bird can run up to about 44 miles per hour to reach food patches or to evade predators. The long stride and strong thigh muscles support sustained running. The birds build shallow nests on open ground, and the chicks forage early but remain close to adults for protection. The population occurs at low density and in scattered patches, which makes encounters with conspecifics difficult and shapes group structure. The sparse distribution combined with long-distance movement disperses hard-coded seeds and influences how large predators select targets across open savanna. Caracals have muscular bodies with tawny coats and long black ear tufts that aid precise sound localization. Caracals detect small sounds at tens of yards. Caracals use short bursts of power to hunt. Caracals jump straight up to about 10 feet to catch birds at takeoff, or they approach from downwind and sprint a short distance. Caracals bite the neck to end the hunt quickly and limit energy loss once they close distance. Caracals are most active at dusk and night and hunt rabbits, rodents, ground birds, and sometimes young antelope, which regulates small prey numbers in semi-desert and scrub. Caracals patrol large home ranges and use low shrubs and soil mounds as cover, which sustains hunting efficiency in open terrain. No single species dominates the savanna. Lions occupy the top predator tier but must account for African buffalo, warthogs, and herds of wildebeest. Every movement decision carries risk and opportunity. Life in open space requires effective detection, patience, and precise responses. Strength or speed alone does not ensure success. Individuals that match seasonal rhythms, group living, and terrain demands persist through natural selection. Predators regulate prey numbers and keep herds near the carrying capacity of the grassland. Herbivores create trails, fertilize soil with dung, and stimulate regrowth of fresh shoots. Birds and scavengers complete decomposition and nutrient return. The entire system therefore runs in step with the wet and dry seasons. At the ectones between forest, river, and grassland, interactions are most dense, and survival strategies interlock to form a stable yet flexible system that absorbs seasonal variation and redistributes energy. Each species maintains a specific role, and only in combination does the ecological order of the savanna persist over time.